Two of the biggest expenditures for the city of Chicago are payroll and buildings. This city owns a huge portfolio of buildings and vacant land. But let's start at the actual salary end of the conversation. This mayor is saying he's not going to lay anyone off. So if you look at, just go to the City of Chicago website, and you're not going to hear this analysis anywhere else. The City of Chicago website says that the City of Chicago employs approximately 40,000 people. And of those 40,000 employees of the City of Chicago, the average salary is right around $50,000. So just pull out your calculator, multiply 40,000 times 50,000, you get $2 billion. So you're going to sit here and tell me, you're going to sit here and tell the city of Chicago, all the residents, Brandon Johnson, you're going to tell the country that out of 40,000 people, there's nobody who's underperforming. Not one IT person, not one janitor, not one accountant, not one office worker. There's nobody out of that 40,000 people who are on a final written warning. Those of you who work in the private sector like I do, when I say final written warning, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You're saying that none of the 40,000 employees of the city of Chicago are underperforming, so you can't let go of anyone. If he just let go of just 10% of the 40,000 employees of the city of Chicago, that would be a savings of $200 million. Just 10%. I'm not saying fire everybody who works for the city of Chicago, but you can't tell me that you can't find one single solitary employee of the city of Chicago who is an individual whom you cannot identify and say, this person is underperforming, we're going to have to let you go, not only for the good of the city, but because you're not doing your job well. The second thing on this list, the city of Chicago owns a ton of real estate and vacant land across the city of Chicago. Whether that's office buildings, whether it's buildings that houses the CPD, the police department, the fire department, whether it's just regular office space, whether it's just vacant land that they own across the city of Chicago. Here's an idea. Let's start consolidating these publicly owned buildings for the purposes of efficiency.